Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about the Pi function in Salesforce, and we are going to see this topic in both Salesforce Lightning as well as a classic user interface. But before we will proceed to our today's topic, there is one good news for you all that we have launched our Salesforce admin training course. This course is for beginner as well as for the advanced person. If you still don't have any knowledge about the Salesforce, this course is already also made for you. The course consists of 9 plus module plus 21 plus our HD videos. We have covered each and every concept in both Lightning as well as the classic interface. We start up with the introduction to the Salesforce and the CRM. We also let you know about the Lightning as well as the classic user interface, how you can navigate from both the interfaces and what are some of the specific features that the Lightning produce to you. Then we have also let you know about the user management, how you can create, delete, reset the password for the users, and also you can set up the security levels by restricting the record level, feed level, as well as the object and the app level security. We have also let you know how you can create a apps, objects, and the tab in Salesforce Lightning, as well as a classic user interface with some of its exciting customized features. We let you know about each and every field type that is possible to create in Salesforce with some of the formulas and the functions that we have covered up in the Lightning as well as the classic interface. Moreover, we have let you know about the creation of the custom button, links, and the action pages to take you to the advanced level of the Salesforce admin interface. And we have also covered up the schema builder, process builder to the validation rule so that you can easily handle out the automation processes in Salesforce. But if you want to know how your data looks at the dashboard, or you want to display something at the visual representation, we have covered up reports and dashboard too in Salesforce. Moreover, if you are dealing up with the bulk data, you are dealing up with the thousands or a million of data, don't need to worry. We have covered up the data import tool as well as the data loader for you that you can use to deal up with the millions of billions of data in a one go, even if you want to insert it, delete it, or update it. So without wasting up any time, just go to the description box, click on the link and purchase this course, because at this moment we are giving you a 50% off discount with lifetime access, and we are also providing you the PDF solution. If still you are stuck anywhere in the course, you have any doubt, we are here to help you. We are giving you the certification at the completion of the course and also give you the opportunities for the placements. So do click on the link and purchase this course, because this discount offer is limited for some time only, just at 50% of discount. Nowhere else you are going to get such kind of a content in such amount. So now let's move to our topic back. That is a introduction to the Pi function. So let's firstly understand this, what this Pi function does. So this Pi function is one of the mathematical function of a Salesforce, and it is used to return the constant value of a pi. Then the constant value of a pi is a 3.14159 and something continue to it. So if you want to let you know how you can write the syntax in the Salesforce, the syntax is given on your screen. So let's learn all such things in a deep by letting see an example in Salesforce Lightning as well as a classic user interface. So here I open into my Salesforce account, and by default I am in my Lightning interface. So let's firstly understand how we can use this Pi function in Salesforce Lightning. So first of all, you have to redirect yourself to the main home setup page in a Salesforce Lightning. The screen is visible on your screen right now. So you move to this page that is visible on your screen, and on the top of the navigation bar you have Object Manager tab. You need to click on that. Once you need to click, you need to choose up the object on which you want to use that function. So let's see an example for the product right now. So here I search for the product in the quick find box, and once I get it, I click on that. Once I click, here on the left side we have a fields and relationship option. I click on that and it will take me to the page where I can create a new field. So here on the top we have a new button. So I click on that new button, and here you can see that it shows me a different types of a field types that are available in Salesforce. Now I want to use some function. So for this I need to create up the formula. So I click on the radio button next to the formula and click on the next button to proceed ahead. Once I move to the next page, here I need to enter the field label. So here I am going to see about the product dimensions. So here I enter you can see that the field name get automatically populated based upon the field name label that you have added. Now you have to choose up the formula return type according to your requirement. So I have decided to choose up with the number, and by default decimal place is set to 2. If you want to change it, you can also do that, and you need to click on the next button to proceed to the next step. Now it's time to add up the formula according to your requirement. Here you can see that on the function section that is given on the right side, we have a function categories. Once you click on that drop down, you need to choose up the math as a category, and from this math section you need to choose the pi as a function. Because you want to deal up with the pi, you need to select it down and click on the insert selected function, and it successfully added the pi function on your formula box. Now you need to enter up the fields by clicking on the insert field button. Choose up the field and click on insert, and if you want to add some operator, you can also do that by using the insert operator button. So once you enter your formula, like here I have added, you need to click on the check syntax button to check whether it has some error or not. So here there is a no syntax error in this function. So I click on the next button to proceed to the next step. Once you move to the next step, in this you need to deal up with the profile to whom you want to grant the edit access of this particular field. Some of them are already selected and some of them are unchecked. If you want to grant the access, you need to check the checkbox in the visible column. If you want to revoke it, you need to uncheck it, and after finalizing all such things, you need to click on the next button. Once you click on the next button, you need to choose up the page layout on which you want to include this field. This field will be added as the last field in the first two column of the search page layout. If you don't select any page layout, this field will be not visible. So once you do all such settings, you need to click on the save button, and once you click on the save button, this field gets successfully created with the function pi. Now to see how it's working, you need to click on the app launcher, that is the 9 dots even on the left side, and from here you need to search for the products. Once you get it under the item, you need to click on that. Now to check it, you either create a new product or edit the existing one. It's as per your choice. So here I am going to edit this one, apple pie. I click on that and click on the edit option, and here you have to enter the required fields for calculating of the pi value. The one is the radius, so here I randomly put up the value, and one I put up the height. So once I click on the save function, it gets successfully saved. Now to check it how it's working, I click on this product and move to its detail section. And once I scroll down, you can see that it successfully calculated the product dimension to the 5 to 9.48 with the help of the radius, height and the pi function. So with this, we have successfully learned how you can use the pi function in Salesforce Lightning. Now we will proceed and learn this function to use in a Salesforce Classic, but for this you firstly need to redirect yourself to the Classic interface. So I click on my profile and click on the switch to a Salesforce Classic button. Once I click on that, it will redirect me to the Classic interface of a Salesforce. And here you can see that on the top you have a setup option. Once I click, it will take me to the setup page of the Salesforce Classic. Now you need to scroll down to the customize section, and here you need to expand the drop down and choose the object on which you want to use it. You will only get the standard objects here. If you want to work up with the custom one, you need to move to the create drop down. So I am going to show you for the orders. I click on the orders and check on the fields options, and once I do that, I on the page where I get the list of all the fields that are present in the Salesforce, I scroll down to the order custom fields section where I get a new button. I click on that. So here it's asked me to choose up the data type according to which I want to create up the things. So here I am choosing up the formula as one and click on the next button. And once I move to the next page, here it asks me to enter the field label, and here I am entering the field label as a order measurement. So here I am not adding the full name, so here I am just order as a order miss. So now it's time to choose up the formula return type. I select the number as the formula return type and click on the next button to proceed ahead. And by default, you can see that the decimal place is set to 2. If you want to change, you can do that. And now you have to enter up the formula. You need to create the formula with the help of the pi function. Similarly, as you do in the class Lightning one, you need to choose up the category as a math, select the function as a pi and click on the insert field function. You can similarly do that for the Classic and create a formula for your requirement. So let's create a formula first. So here I have created up the formula to check whether it is correct or not. I click on the check syntax button. If there is a no syntax error, I get the message no syntax error here. If you want to add any description or help text, you can add on that, and even you can handle the blank fields also. After that, you need to click on the next button, and once you click on the next, it will take you to the next page where you have to choose up the profile to which you want to grant the edit access of this particular field by checking and unchecking the checkbox in the visible column. Once you do that, you need to click on the next page where you have to choose up the page layout on which you want to include this field. If you don't select any page layout, the field will be not added to the particular page layout. And once you do that all such things, you need to click on the save button. Once I save, it will save up my formula with the pie function. To check how it's working, I click on the orders as object given on the top of the navigation bar, and I am going to edit the already existing one. I click on that, it will take me to the page. Now here I have a radius as the field, so here I am here I am getting it. So I click on that, the pencil. So here I am adding the value for that and click on the save button. Once I click on a save, it save up the things, and here you can see that it get calculated as of 9852.03 with the help of the radius field only, because we are calculated with the pi also. So with this, we have successfully learned how you can use the pi function in Salesforce Lightning as well as a classic user interface in Salesforce. So if you like this video, click on the like button and also subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Thanking you for watching and have a great day.